understand that every individual here, every individual listening to this recording, has a soul from on high. If you go around the world and you speak to various people, various traditions, they all understand a long heritage about having a soul and a spirit. There's a lot of misunderstanding. What exactly is a soul? Spirit is a life force. What is a soul? And it's because individuals do not understand what a soul is that they get lost in life. They really don't understand what's the whole point. What's the point of this existence? Why am I here? For what purpose do I live this life? It seems finite. It seems that I acquire things and I do things and then it gets lost in time. What is the point of it all? And you cannot have an expanded awareness, a bird's eye view of what is the point of all this unless you're able to look from an eternal perspective. And if you cannot look down at creation from an eternal perspective, it is because you do not have a proper understanding of what a soul is. So let's talk about what a soul is. Let's talk about the light of the Creator. More people have a better understanding of God because of religion than they do of a soul. So let's talk about the Creator. There are different aspects of the Creator. The Creator is not masculine and the Creator is not feminine. The Creator is not beyond you and the Creator is not detached from you. The Creator is in perpetual dance, playing hide and seek, like lovers that seek each other out. The divinity surrounds you everywhere, but the divinity only exists on an intrinsic level. The Kabbalists call panemiut, on an intimate, on an intrinsic level. When we are in this world, we are in the physical. The physical sensatory system, the evolutionary wiring of physicality, is reactive. And it is designed to react to threat, to survive. So you can fight and flight. Because your sensatory, physical system that you exist in is reactive, it is designed to detect fluctuation and change. Meaning, for example, your heart is beating always. But you don't always hear your heart beating, do you? But if your heart changes, if the beats change, if the pattern changes, then suddenly you're able to hear your heart beating. Why is this? Because your sensatory system and your mind are designed to detect fluctuation and change so you can survive and react. That is the nature of the physical organism. It's called by the Kabbalists Ruach Behema. This is the spirit of living things, of organisms. However, there are some things in existence, they're not subject to fluctuation and change. They're perpetual and a constant. Love in creation is a constant. Bliss in creation is a constant. Your soul, its eternal nature, is a constant. things that are a constant, your body is designed to block out. Meaning you will witness what is fluctuating and change, and whatever is a constant in existence will recede into the backdrop of your awareness, into your unconscious. So understand that spirituality is a discipline to get beyond the limitations of your physical architecture. Realize that your physical senses are quite limited. That even in a rainbow, which is white light that is broken into a spectrum of channels, of creative channels, there are spectrums that your eyes are unable to witness. And you use it all the time. There's radio waves, there's microwaves, there's infrared. All these are there. But your physicality, your physical sensory system cannot detect it. It's limited. So when we talk about the soul, we're talking about transcending your physical awareness to develop the power of your heart's intimacy. That through the ability of your heart, not your mind, you can further your sensitivity to become aware of that which is limited in physical terms. Through your heart, you will be able to commune with what is eternal, eternal things. With your heart, you will be able to witness the happiness that's always there. You partner with happiness. It's not that you're happy or you're sad. It's you're either connected to happiness or you're not connected to happiness. Through your heart, you're able to flow and connect to love. And you can share with the creative currency of love. But you don't fall into love. You don't receive love. And you don't give love. You only are with an individual that could summon an inspiration for you to let go and surrender your definitions to flow with something that is familiar but beyond you. And when you do so, you feel elated and whole because now you're in flow and you're in connection. The Creator has two core halves. Outside the creation, the Creator's called Nothingness. Why is it called Nothingness? Why is it called Ayin? Because it's unrealized. It's teeming, powerful potential, but it's unrealized. And therefore, it's considered spiritually feminine. Within the construct, the vessel, the network of creation for this creative experience, from the unknown came a channel of realized light, illumination. That channel of realized light is what you call God. What you call God in the masculine. That realized light was a simple light. It was called unconditional love. Each of us, every soul, is a piece of that original light. Every single one of us. At that level, on that high level, there's a lens. What's put into place. It's called the lens of otherness. It's a filter for the light. It allows the light to split itself, whereby God can witness itself in separation, where there could be other. Because the light of God is infinite and united and one and simple. And when it goes through the filter of otherness, it allows for variation, diversity, awareness outside of itself. If everything is connected and it's clear and you're aware of your connectivity, then it's a single collective consciousness, then you have no choice and you have no authenticity. So the light was filtered through a filter of otherness to invert and create the perception of what you call darkness, void, emptiness, separation, distance. This is what plagues the awareness of mankind. This shadow that stalks you of coldness and separation, of loneliness, of detachment. This is part of the lens of otherness in order to allow parts of God to witness itself outside of itself. To enter into an awareness of virtuality whereby it can witness separateness. And in the separateness, it can experiment with greater range of authenticity. Why? Why? For what ends? The greater the range of authenticity, the greater potential for realizing true love. The Kabbalists called Lishma. If you are not empowered with choice, if you are not empowered with diversity, if you're not empowered with variation, and you choose to love, your love is synthetic. It's not real. The greater the range of variation, the greater the range of authenticity. The greater the choice, the more poignant the expression of crystallized love. And that is the narrative of creation, the arc. We go from love and potential to love to realized love. We go from the singular one into the singular all. That's the arc of creation. This is the poles of the past and the future. We go from simplicity to expanded singularity. That's the arc. And all of time and all of experience is the music that happens between that arc. So what is your soul? Your soul is a network that extends from the beginning of that light all the way to the eventual all. It's a network of that love that went through a filter of otherness and has a specific creative channel, a specific creative vitality that the world needs. That if you are not in the music of your vitality, then there's something missing from our world. And when there's something missing, there's a void. And when you know how you learn through deduction, you learn a lesson in deduction when something is missing. You examine. Something is wrong. Let's deduce. Where is the imbalance? That's called the long path. That was called by the Kabbalists the learning from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Learning from polarities. Learning from the void. Learning from deficiency. It is the evolutionary process. It is the process of struggle and strain. It is learning what is by knowing what isn't. Each time there is an individual that's not in grace with the vitality of their soul, there is a problem that erupts in this world. And we learn that same truth because of the dysfunction. It takes long time, it takes suffering, but eventually we get it. We say our world is out of alignment. We're missing a truth. And we need to compensate for that truth because of this problem, because of the void. Each time an individual embraces the vitality of their soul within the consonance of their truth, it resonates from their heart. It broadcasts to the greater consciousness of humanity. And the things that were intransigent in the world become solved. Overnight, harmony reigns within your life, within your circle of influence, and for the greater humanity. This was called by the Kabbalists the tree of life, the path of intimacy. They called this derech hayashar, the straight path. Not the winding path of learning everything you're not in order to discover what you are, which so many in our civilization use. They have no idea who they are, but they define themselves everything what they are not. And they are oppressed and repressed, and the vitality does not flow. But rather, it is an emergence of the embrace of the eternal nature of all that you are. The vitality that flows from you as a partner with creation. The part of the Creator that flows through you that our world needs. It is an expansive love story, an embrace of all that you are within. It has no beginning and it has no end. It is not subject to limitation or comparison. And it is liberating. That is the nature of a soul. That is the nature of spiritual pursuit. And when you interface with your eternal nature, then you are entering a passionate love story with the aspects of your greater wholeness. There's an aspect of your soul's grace that you recognize and realize. That is spiritually masculine. And it's through that lens that you view the Creator. You award the Creator the attributes of what you recognize as being admirable within yourself. And all that you do not like in creation, all the prejudice, all the bias, those are aspects of the Creator that you haven't reconciled yet. You haven't uplifted them. And the Kabbalists call those lost sparks of divinity. The lost sparks, they attach to you, and they will test you, and they will break the construct, your schema of perception and awareness, and humble you enough to recalibrate and harmonize with the rest of the Creator in equilibrium. And this is why every great spiritual teacher has parted, love thy brother as you love thyself. Because they're all aspects of divinity waving little signs in front of you, greater spiritual emergence, collecting the lost sparks of divinity to connect the circuitry of your greater soul, to harmonize this world in wholeness.